I am back from the cruise of a lifetime. Triplet family cruise. I don't even really know where to start. So I just looked at the top of my notes. This is the first thing I wrote down because this is the first thing that happened. We have just boarded the ship and the captain is making a lot of announcements. Cruises have come a long way since the last time I cruised because it's all done in like an app now. Okay. It's a lot. There was no apps the last time I went on a...
No apps.
Or there were... No, apps did exist, actually. Now that I think about it.
Trash can game was a big one.
Doodle jump.
Flashlight was
but Carnival didn't have one.
No. And they also had like mozzarella sticks, nachos.
Queso, I want to say, was out then.
Yeah, Queso Platter was a good app.
But no Carnival app.
No Carnival.
From what I remember.
Okay.
And so now...
Buffalo Wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That came out in 2016, I think.
Yes,
so
that's
yeah,
right.
It should have been out by then.
Boneless.
And so it's just... You a lot of things you used to have to do in person. You don't have to do as much. You don't have to go to your muster stations really anymore.
You don't have to muster anymore.
No.
No.
You catch up.
You can catch up on some sleep.
But part of the what you could do on the app is like go through all the safety briefings. So I think everyone has to have the app, and you have to like basically they were coming with the announcement saying like we cannot take off until everyone goes through this safety stuff, and it's very easy. It takes 30 seconds. And so part one is just like watch this video.
Okay.
Part two is like familiarize yourself with the horn if we have to use it.
Whoa.
So it's got to like play the horn in your speaker, and you have to just be like, "Yep, I heard it. Like I know it."
Yeah. I thought you were saying like, if in case of emergency, there's no longer a horn on the thing, it's just going through your phone. Like kind of like an emergency alert system. Like
an Amber Alert.
I familiarize myself with that.
All right, so that's different than... Okay, got it. I know it. So you're not that far off from where I'm going because Uncle John, your coach, is trying to figure it out, and he's pretty with it. But, you know, occasionally he's 60 years old. Certain technological things are just tricky.
Sure. He's like looking at the phone 7 inches away from him.
He's going, have you guys already done this? We're like, yeah, a couple hours ago. What the? All right. How do we? He's trying to figure out. He's like, I can't. Did yours make noise? And he's trying to figure it out. And eventually I'm just trying to shut him up. And so I go, you have to make, so it needs to verify that you know what the sound is. You have to make the sound back into the phone. And I mean, I did not expect him to fall for this. And I mean, instantly he goes, And the whole table is like, John, what are you doing? And he's like, oh my gosh. Oh, I'm old. I fell for it.
I fell for the most basic technology prank.
Immediately he's doing this. He's going, I'll fall for anything. Oh my gosh. And so the whole rest of the trip, I mean, John just over there just like, anybody need anything?
Horn on the Royal Caribbean cruise because you don't have to go to your muster station anymore, prank.
Bonus wings.
I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking back Ghostrunners podcast.
So yeah, it was a really funny start to the trip. I feel like, I don't know how many times, I mean, once, at least every night before bed, Rachel would lay it down and go, John is so funny. So he was, just how lucky am I? Like, between my dad and John, they're two of the best storytellers I've ever been around. They're so funny. Steve Coop is so funny, just living his life.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever want to vacation again without having access to watch Steve Coop live. It was just such a fun trip. And for it to start off with John doing the emergency horn into his phone while trying to shove down some, mashed potatoes.
There is something special, and I wonder if this is like, ghosties can let us know. But my dad and my uncle are just, a crack up together. And they're brother-in-laws. They're not
they're not even brothers.
They're not brothers, but they just have become best friends, and they're so fun. And even back when they were in their 30s and 40s, you'd see funny things they would do. One time my mom and aunt went out shopping and they came back and my dad and uncle had done some crazy elaborate stupid date night thing for them.
That's fun.
Dressed up in these ridiculous costumes. And it's just I wonder if there's something about a strong extended family that needs these two fun loving men just at the helm of whatever. So
it was awesome. I've had it modeled for me my whole life. I'm like, man, I can't wait to have a brother-in-law someday. And it was fun vacationing with them. And We're all ready to do it again. It was fun.
Really?
I'm a cruise guy now.
Really?
It was a blast.
Okay.
Steve Coop went to rebook his next cruise before we had taken off.
That's before we taken off.
Yes, we were still on the boat.
He's like, I'm in.
Yeah, we hadn't left yet. And he was like, I wonder when we could do this next summer.
I wonder how much from my experience with Steve Coop, he might be the easiest, as a salesman, he might be the easiest person to sell anything to.
Oh, that is funny you mentioned that.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh. So, all right. The day of our first excursion. So this is if you haven't gone on cruises, the boat will take you to, for our instance, an island off the coast of Honduras, Roatan, Honduras. And there's, 20 different sanctioned official excursions you could choose from. You don't have to do any of them. You can stay on the boat, or you can get off the boat and do whatever you want. Take a taxi cab with the cartel, go get into some mischief. Who knows what? It's your day. Yep. It's your excursion.
Yeah,
Be
you
back
can,
by
do
4.
the local excursion where you get arrested for a little bit, or
yeah, just the boat leaves at 4:30 or whatever, so be back by then. So we go and do this snorkeling excursion, go to this beach, and it's really fun. The whole crew goes. Well, they've got locals just walking the beach, trying to sell you things.
Okay.
And Steve Coop bought one of everything. It was like traveling with a 9-year-old with money or
what?
something.
Like a rug or like a scarf or
so
something
they do
that?
sell rugs, and even the comedian on the boat was talking about that. He's like, I don't want to tell them how to do their business, but we're all burning hot.
Right.
Don't tell us rugs.
Rugs,
Don't tell us.
and you can't fold them up very easily. What are you doing?
My dad said he's like, I wouldn't even take it if they gave it to me for free. I wouldn't even want it because I'm like, how do I get this back?
Right.
And my suitcase, I don't think you should be selling rugs.
Yeah. Maybe a nice shawl, like a pashmina, or a towel that can be rolled up very.
A chamois.
Yeah, chamois. I think so.
So it started with, I think the first person to come up to us was selling T-shirts.
Okay.
And so Steve Coop was like, well, I'll take one. Anybody else want one? You doing a 2-for deal? The guy's like, sure.
This guy's like, no one usually even acknowledges me. So yeah, of course.
And so I think he buys himself a shirt and cousin Steve-O a shirt. So all right, off to a great start.
Steve-O getting in on the action.
Yep.
Okay.
We all go off and do a couple things. I go snorkel. I come back. Steve Coop's got a cowboy hat on. I say, did you pack that? He said, no, I bought it from a guy. So now he's got a bright orange shirt that says Honduras on it and a cowboy hat.
I love it because the Hondurans are like, what do Americans like? I don't know. They are big cowboy people. We'll sell the cowboy hats. And it's like, yeah, good idea. Good idea. Yeah, do the cowboy hats. And it's like, man, I'm not selling as many of these cowboy hats as I thought I would. They're coming out of Galveston. Why aren't they buying these hats? That guy's going to buy one for sure.
They do. Speaking of cowboys, they do love some good NFL hand painted memorabilia.
Oh, okay.
The NFL does not know about this. They haven't paid their licensing fee.
No.
They just paint they just give it their best shot to paint a Baltimore Raven on a surfboard. I'm like, you want this? Like, is that the Raven? Barely.
Yeah,
Some
close
of the
enough
artwork
to where it's
is
I
pretty funny.
understand that is supposed to be the Ravens, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny.
I don't even know if you can get in trouble for licensing that or not licensing it because it's not that close.
It's so far away. Yeah, some of them are easy. They figured out the star and the Cowboys, but we had some old Redskins memorabilia. And that was a little harder to draw.
Okay.
And there are multiple reasons why it's not selling, I think.
Yeah.
But so he had bought a shirt and a cowboy hat, and then I think he had bought Angie a massage. Here, go do this massage on the beach. And
on the beach.
Yeah, they're right there. I mean, 15 feet from the water, they will massage you.
I remember, studying abroad and in Spain, they would try to do that. And they would just come up to you. Did they do that to you? Literally start massaging you and be like, do you like this? You want some more?
They grabbed my mom's arm and they're like, it's a test. It's a test.
It's a test.
It's a sample. It's a sample.
And your mom's like, you failed. Get out of here.
My mom was like, it did feel pretty good. She said, it's really oily.
Yeah.
But so he had bought that. I don't remember the exact order of it, but I think so then he bought a massage. I think he had bought one more hat for Tommy or something. He's up to 2 hats, shirt, and a massage.
Oh, Tommy will love this hat. Yeah.
And then I remember specifically coming to us all right, that's it. That I've done what I need to do. Oh, he bought a bracelet for Lucy.
Oh.
And so I think after that, he was like, all right, I got what I need. I got something for Lucy.
I've got my checklist. Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay.
Then some guy comes walking around selling coconuts with a straw in him. He's like, well, when do you get an opportunity to buy that?
You don't understand, guys. I'm from Iowa. I don't know if you know Iowa very well. No coconuts there. No coconut trees.
So, of course, he buys the coconut. He's drinking. He's like, wow, that does not taste good. Who wants some? Wow, that's
Way to
warm.
See, he's not much of a salesman.
That is room temperature. If anything, warmer. Anybody want some?
Yeah, the heat is insulated inside of the coconut, so it doesn't taste as good.
He had got done drinking all of it, and then one of the locals had taught him how to make a spoon out of the outside of the coconut, like a scraper almost, and you can eat the interior, like the actual coconut.
Sure.
And then he's going, "Ooh, that's worse than the water is. You got to try this." Rachel, of course, is like, "I want to try it."
Curiosity.
And she's like, "That actually is so bad." And my dad's like, "How bad can it be? I'll get out on it." And my dad eats it and says he said it was like he ate a loogie.
Really?
He said it was the consistency and the taste of just eating somebody else's snot.
The consistency, I would have thought it would be dry by this point.
It was the interior of it. So yeah, I don't know. It was just mushy. And anyway, so I mean, they're about to throw up. They're like, "I can't believe when we ate this." Steve Coop finishes the whole coconut. Just going like, "Man, I thought this would taste better." Shoveling away.
He's like, "I paid for this thing. So.
I gotta see it through."
Yeah.
Then someone walks by on the beach. I've never seen this before, and I guarantee you they've never seen someone chase after them before. A guy walks by with a big old 10-foot long pole in the air selling cotton candy. Steve Coop gets out of his chair and goes and chases him down. Him and Rachel both go chase him down, buy cotton candy. There was nothing he wouldn't buy. We're going, "Steve, you don't have to support the GDP of all of Honduras."
He's boosting the economy of Honduras.
Yeah, single-handedly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Afterwards, we were giving him such a hard time about first we're like, you should get a picture of everything you bought today. And they're like, "Actually, you should get a picture from all 14 salesmen that you bought things from." They will pay for your next cruise, probably, just for you to come down here.
Yeah.
Where is the gringo, Mr. Steve?
Come on, Mr. Steve. Where's Mr. Steve?
We have never seen anyone like you.
Hey, Mr. Steve.
They're going around telling their friends, "I met the richest man in America." I think that was Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, kind of has a small resemblance if you squint.
Yeah, bald and jacked.
Yeah, super jacked. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Steve's more jacked than Bezos.
The people of Roatan, Honduras might think he is a billionaire.
That's amazing.
But it was so fun. He was like, "They look like they needed it." We're like, "Well, of course they do."
Do you think they
It's a
talk?
third world country.
Do you think they're like, "Hey, around the corner, mile mark or whatever, kilometer marker 14, that guy,
we got a sucker.
I think that woman's about halfway to a massage, so keep going on her. And sell whatever you want to this guy."
They do a good job. So I went and they have some other things you could do there. They had jet skiing and flyboarding that I think I did at Maui one time, where you come up out of the Green Lantern. And I was like, "Oh, I got to do that." I didn't really tell anyone else I was doing. I told Rachel, and my mom, I think, came down to watch it. Well, they went and found my dad and said "Hey, I think it's your son. He's doing the flyboarding right now." But I don't even know how they pieced that together. Maybe they saw us sitting next to each other at some point, or just the resemblance.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then they even I think they went up to my sister, "Hey, someone in your party is flyboarding right now." They do a good job of
they're
analyzing.
Asking, but are they saying "Hey, if you want to come flyboard with him," is that what you're saying?
Maybe that's eventually what they're trying to do. Is you could do this too. But I was very impressed that they had paid good attention to who's together and who have I talked to before. Clifford looked a ton. I mean, he was Honduran, but he was the Honduran version of the old man from Mulan, who's got the long white beard and kind of the teeth that go.
Fali?
I don't remember his name, but the old guy in Mulan. Clifford looked like him.
Yeah.
He was my salesman. He was great.
I'm going to look up most common Honduran names, and I'll give you $1,000 if Clifford's on the list. All right?
I didn't really even think about that.
What if, dude? What if Clifford just
the
big red dog just made a wave?
The president. Yeah, Clifford Rodriguez.
Maria Jose Santos Juan Carlos Luis Rosa. No, I was kidding. Anna Oscar Jorge.
About what we expected.
Clifford, not on the top 100. I'm starting to think that might not be his name. Oh, wow. No, this is the top. Holy cow. 1,000.
I met the only Clifford in Honduras.
Ever heard of the name Nury? N-U-R-Y?
No.
Well,
it's down there.
7%. I don't even know what that means, but anyway.
Anyway, so that was fun. So, I mean, and of course, that wasn't the only time he bought stuff. One of the other excursion days, we had about 30 minutes left before we got dropped back off of the boat. And there's this whole strip of, there's just one street where a ton of people selling stuff. And I was like, "Well, what do you think, Steve? You want to go get harassed?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's do it." And so we just walked up and down and let people just bark at us and sell to us. And
did he ever barter with them? I guess he did the 2-for-1 deal.
If anything, he bartered up. I saw him do that one time.
He's
seriously.
like, "No, there's no way that it's that cheap." They're like, "Oh, did I say 7? I'm in 70. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That day before that on the beach, someone had come up selling sunglasses. He's like, oh, I probably should. And how much you selling those for? And I think they were like 20, but for you, I could do 15. And so he gives him the $20 bill, and they went to give him 5 back. And he's like, no, that's for you. He's like, I hope you made some money off that. And then the guy goes, actually, I don't make any money off the sunglasses. I make money off of the boxes. And he goes, the boxes? And so we're like, what are these boxes? So he pulls out, he's got one like large size, almost like, I don't know, chessboard size box, and then one like tiny one that could fit maybe a razor in it.
Okay.
He's like, try to open the box. And it's a box. It's a cube. It's a cigar box. I don't know, something to hold stuff in.
Yeah.
And it's all wood, and but it's sealed everywhere. There's not a lid. There's not a drawer.
Okay.
It's just like a sealed box. And he's like, can you figure out the trick?
Oh.
And it's like this fun way of figuring out how to open a box. And then,
I have a guess before you tell us.
okay, yeah, go ahead.
Ready? Magnet.
No magnet.
Dang.
It's all analog, just all wood. Just different ways he cut the wood. So one of them was
That's
like,
even cooler.
Yeah, it was actually pretty sweet. One of them was very thorough and I don't know, what's the word? I'm like complicated.
Ornate.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then there was a smaller one that was just like, you have to actually hold these 2 diagonals, and then it just yanks out. You just got to know which pieces of the wood to touch. Huh. So it's pretty cool. So of course Steve bought one of the boxes.
Lucy would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think that day when we went and got harassed, he bought one more hat. He bought, someone was selling 2 beers for $3. And I don't think we're even in the mood for beer, but he's like, 2 beers for $3.
No, it can't be any worse than that coconut.
Steve ended up buying 1 beer for $4. He's like, I can't do this for $2. Here you go. I'll pay you 2, and I'll give you $1 tip and you $1 tip or whatever.
I love it. I mean,
yeah.
Good for him. Why?
He just boosted GDP wherever he goes.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
amazing.
I'm trying to think if he bought anything else. And then I think the last day he bought 2 more hats. So when we flew home, Rachel wore a hat. He had 1 hat in his bag, and then he wore 3 hats. I have pictures of him in the airport. I memean, like, I actually sat next to him on the airplane. He wore 3 cowboy hats.
Unironically, just like, that's the easiest way to get them on. Yeah. it's a hack in the system. You seen like those people that like have those vests that like you can carry all those things in? Like,
yeah.
And so you don't have an extra carry-on or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like that's him being like, they don't tell you how many hats you can wear onto the plane.
Like, oh, what's underneath them? Nothing. It's just hats.
It's just more hats.
Just more hats for your vacation.
Oh my gosh. So, okay, Rachel is famously like Steve Coop 2.0, woman form, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Did she have similar tendencies it sounds like she was also running after the cotton candy.
She really wanted the cotton candy. She thought that sounded fun. But no, I don't think so. I don't know if she has the like crazy spending.
Yeah.
At least not yet anyway.
Yeah.
But she'll get there.
I love it, man.
But it was fun. I bought one thing. I bought a pair of Ray-Bans for only $20.
Uh-huh.
And he said they were legit, so I trusted him.
They say Ray-Ban, no one's going to question you.
Yeah. The sticker was on there. It can't be easy to just print off a sticker and put it on sunglasses.
No, stickers are hard, dude. Stickers are hard.
So I bought
You need a
those.
sticker printer, and that's tough to buy these days. You can only buy them online.
Good luck.
Yeah,
You're on an island.
Yeah. How much internet do they have in Honduras?
So I bought official Ray-Bans for $20, and then on my way out, the guy offered me some cocaina as well. So it wasn't just the sunglasses, I guess, that they sell there.
Very good. That's where they make their real money. He's
Probably.
like, I don't make any money on the Ray-Bans, but I make a lot of money on the coca.
See what's
Like,
in this
whoa,
box.
hey, okay. Make you go real fast home.
So I did not
No,
buy that. No.
that's good.
I was like, well, could I turn a profit on this?
Oh yeah,
I couldn't. So I said no.
you're a businessman. You're like, what? How much better would these acai bowls be if you mixed a little bit of this in there?
It's a little kick to them.
That's how sheltered and like ignorant I am about drogas. Is like, can you mix cocaina and stuff, or is it something that just has like you know how you can do that with brownies or like with pot and stuff,
Yeah.
pot brownies or whatever. Like, can you mix that? Is it like a collagen peptides?
It's a mix-in. It's like protein, collagen, bee pollen.
a little cocaine,
Yeah.
a little Coca-Cola.
That's why we do it out of the truck. It's a little less
right.
off the beaten path.
Just in case you see the 5-0 come, it's like, all right,
I hide it.
rip the generator. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Oh man.
Anyway, I could play more about the cruise. What have you been up to?
Yeah. Honestly, not a whole lot. I nearly passed out the other day. So that was fun.
Isaac thought he was going to yesterday. I want to hear your version.
Really? I went on a walk down 55th Street. We're calling it to the three red signs is what it's called. That's what I'm calling it with the kids to try to have a little branding for it for them. Basically, it's just a dead end that's probably 2 miles down the road and then 2 miles back. And there's like some pretty gnarly hills.
Okay.
And I thought it would be a good idea, like make it a little, push myself a little bit to do it at 2 p.m. when it's 95 degrees. B, with my kids, 2 kids. So I was pushing Bo and Rosie in the stroller. And it was one of those times where it was like, this is fun. I need to like acknowledge Bo. Like, but man, like Rosie, if you go on a walk, she loves going on in the stroller on walks. And it's just like, she just takes it all in and just is quiet the whole time. I can listen to a podcast, no problem.
That's great.
Bo is at the stage where he talks every 5 seconds.
Really?
Right now, especially in the walk he's taking it all in.
Rachel's kind of at that stage right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Super curious. Honestly, they would love each other in this. Because I mean, every single street sign. What's that? What's no parking? What's that mean? Dad, do I have permission to read that address on the mailbox? I'm like, sure, buddy. Like, I mean, why is this driveway connected to the sidewalk? Why is that wheel there? Oh, I feel bad for that tree. It's kind of sideways, and if he doesn't get a response, then he'll just keep saying it.
Okay.
Like that's always been Bo. Is like he'll always say it over and over again.
That's the most exhausting part probably of the whole walk.
It's exhausting. He's looking the other way. And so he's like talking like this.
Oh, geez.
How are the trees? And I'm like, what? You have to talk louder. And so I'm like huffing and puffing up these hills, dying. And then I'll have to like take a stop every once in a while. And he's like, Dad, it says no parking here. You're not supposed to stop. And I'm like, buddy, just trust me.
You don't know.
And I didn't have enough water earlier. So literally like he had a little bit of, I brought his water bottle because I thought that was smart. And so I took like an ice cube out of his water bottle. And it was like that like juxtaposition. I think that's the right word. But like I was really hot. I had a little bit of cold ice. And all of a sudden I was like, whoa. Like my body was like shocked all of a sudden. It was like, and I started like feeling like, uh-oh, this is happening.
Oh, that's scary.
I need to go into the shade. Yeah. And so texted Catherine. I was like, FYI. She's like, I hope you guys are doing okay in the heat. I was like, well, just stop for a little bit.
Maybe not.
She's like, do you want me to come get you? I was like, I know my limits. I can make it.
But go and sit in the truck.
But she felt, she was like, I'm going to go ahead and get in the car just in case.
Yeah.
And then like we walked for another 10 minutes and I felt bad again. And I was like, you got to come get us. I'm sorry.
Really?
I was like, and I was close. I was like by the elementary school. Like
that was your
not
limit.
very far. And that's like the easy part of the walk. And I was like, I can't do it. Like
Dang.
It's over. So nearly passed out. Bo and Rosie had no idea. Bo was just concerned about us parking there and getting a ticket. But yeah, that happened. I mean, but it's been a chill week without you. I just noticed that we hadn't texted one-on-one in 11 days. July 5th to July 16th now.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is a long time.
Yeah. So basically the whole time you've been gone and then some.
And then a little more.
And so, yeah, did some woodworking, made a few things for my aunt actually, which was fun. And I can talk about that more a little bit later, but yeah.
We thought we were going to pass out yesterday because we were all out of long form content for Friday Pickleball. So we needed to shoot something pretty much as soon as I got back. And so I organized the shoot, Tymon's out of town, figure it all out, did all that while I was on the cruise. And then we realized Scott was thankfully like, hey, just a heads up, Monday, the heat index was to be like 110 Monday.
It's like the hottest day of the year. Yeah.
Yes. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. Let's book an indoor court. We book one and I didn't realize, yes, it's indoors, but it's not air conditioned. It's just like a barn situation.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's basically just as hot. I mean, there's a fan overhead, but it's very hot.
It's like that air is just like stuck in there.
On top of that, one of the videos we were doing yesterday was playing pickleball in inflatable suits. And
just postpone that one.
I know, but we needed to film something.
Like a sumo suit?
Not a sumo suit, like a blow up suit.
Okay. Hey,
like
a little fan.
Yeah. And I was like, well, the fan might be nice. Dude, it was like scary. It was like, we need to finish this video now. Cause just like the amount of sweat was coming out of the bottom of our suit. Dude, like it was coming down our legs.
What did the suits look like? Did you use the chicken suit?
I completely forgot that we even had those. Bought 4 new ones. So Scott was the bald eagle. We had the giant T-Rex dinosaur. Gotta have that. I was like a humongous unicorn. and then Isaac was a kind of shark.
Dude,
It was awesome.
I love the idea of like Isaac being like what was so Isaac was the shark. Isaac's in the shark like bent over like, dude, I don't know, I need a break. And what were you in?
I was the unicorn.
You're in the unicorn costume being like, bro, we gotta do this now. like this like super serious like struggling moment, but you guys are in these ridiculous costumes. That is so funny to me. That's funnier to me than a video that you like, whatever video you posted. Just you should have done the behind the scenes like, dude, I don't know if we can do this anymore. Like, dude, we have to do this. You told me, like, I know this is hard, but this is what we signed up for. Like, you guys are back and forth, and Scott's like trying to mediate in the dinosaur. Like, come on, guys, don't fight.
It's not that much longer.
Come on, you guys have been friends too long to go down like this. Just like crumpling. Oh, that is so funny.
It did seem like, us playing pickleball was not even the most entertaining part. Like, bending over to get the ball was one of the funniest parts.
Sure.
I fell over one time, and the horn of my unicorn kept like hitting Isaac's crotch, and I didn't know it. He can't feel it. Scott's crying, laughing, and we don't know why. And
who was your fourth?
One of my friends, another pickleball player in town, Griffin. He came and joined us.
Nice.
So,
That's great.
Isaac was like, "Hey, we need to be done. I'm getting lightheaded."
Really?
And it was like, it was getting dangerous. How much sweat we lost. But
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
it was fun. After we got done, I've never had anything like this happen to me before. It felt like. I had texted Rachel afterwards, and I said it seemed like I just got done with a comedy show because it was like I had a meet and greet afterwards. Like Scott and Isaac left. I was there by myself just packing everything up, and then one person recognizes me, and then we get talking. Another person recognized me from church, so then we get talking. I finally start packing up. I leave. The guy who holds the door open for me goes, "Do you make golf videos?" I said, "Yeah, I do. I mean, this is 3 people in a row."
Yeah.
Then I get out to my car. As I'm walking out there, some guy named Bobby is like, "Dude, I've never commented on anything, and I comment on Friday pickleball videos." I'm like, no way. And so, I mean, this just kept probably 6 unique people in a row.
Yeah.
Back to back, and not all pickleball. And then, of course, Scott had just loaded me up with, I don't know if we mentioned this podcast before, but all of the returns to our house, to the business go to Scott's garage. And so we always have a ton of like used paddles on hand. And Scott had just given me like 20, 25 paddles before he left. And about an hour later, I text Scott and say, "How many paddles did you give me?" Whatever that amount is how many I no longer have.
Really?
Because it was just like, well, you're such a big fan. Here, take some paddles.
Take a paddle.
And then word kind of got around to the point where a guy knocked on my window as I was about to leave in my car. He's like, "Hey, are you the guy giving out free paddles?" And I was like, "Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah.
Take some."
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not? So
That's cool.
It was a fun little time yesterday. Real sweaty.
It's a fun feeling to like, I mean, it's just a fun thing to know people. It's one thing if they don't know you and like it's fun to talk to them. Like that's really fun. But it's really fun when it's like you just feel like you're in a small town. Like growing up, do you feel like everywhere you went, you knew somebody?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you were from small town, so I'm sure you felt that even more. But like I felt that way even because it's not like we went that many places. And so like therefore, yeah, I go to a big enough school where I see somebody I know everywhere I go, and it's so fun. And I don't have
loved it.
feeling as much anymore. But when you do have like compounded on each other, it's like, this is great. Oh, what's up, dude? Hey, how's it going? You know?
Yeah.
So
I really think I woke up today, my throat was really sore. And I'm like, is this because I talked to people too long after pickleball last night? It's probably related to much other things, but not sleeping much and yada, yada. But that was really fun. Before the cruise started, kind of a fun, I guess just precursor to the trip, we were all staying in the same hotel, and they were all going to shuttle to the port the next day. We get to the hotel in the lobby, and you could have never predicted this, never planned this. At first we thought it was a furry convention because that's what we saw. We're like, oh my gosh.
okay, can we take a step back? I kind of get what furries are, but not really. And let's keep it G because I think there's a little bit of PG. Is it not?
I don't even know if I fully know then.
Okay, great. It's just people that dress up like animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like a lot of cats, like wolves and stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, usually they like have the ears on, they have tails. Sometimes they have like a full on like mascot head on.
So that's what you saw when you walked into this lobby.
Yeah. Caitlin got there first and texted us and said, "I think the hotel we're staying at is having a furry convention." Like, oh my gosh. Keep Uncle John away from him. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, so you just have to meow into your phone, John, and then it'll know that's how you get into the convention center.
Oh, it was a great start to the trip because we're all hanging out. We haven't seen each other in a while, so we were all hanging out in the lobby. But every one of them, there was a convention. So it wasn't furries, but it was a anime cosplay convention. Something.
Okay.
something like that. So it's
Which
a lot
is it's so adjacent, right?
Yeah, it's a ton of just adults dressing up in like really elaborate, like weird characters.
Yeah.
And it's anime, so you don't recognize any of them, or at least I don't.
Yeah,
you know, it's not like there's Mario.
Oh yeah, there's Naruto.
Yeah, it's like there's another like evil princess that I don't know. Oh, there's another person with a big sword. So they were just all over us. They had a big sign in the lobby on like an easel that said, oh shoot, what did it say? Cosplay is not consent, or something like that. So apparently they've had some issues in the past, like, hey, just because your characters are married in the show or in the book, you can't touch them.
It's like, we need that sign in there. Yes, we do.
Yeah. I'm sure they know. No, if you don't put the sign up, they will go nuts. They're like animals.
Yeah. They are just wild beasts. Okay.
So, yeah, it was just anytime you'd get in an elevator with one or with like, my Uncle John, I'm like, please don't say anything. Please don't say anything.
Because he's the most likely one to say something. Steve.
No, I don't think anyone is likely to say anything when they're in the elevator with you. But the second they leave the elevator, you're 100%. Like, they can't not.
100%.
If you're 50 and older and you're around someone like that, you have to say something about it the second they're out of your sight.
Yeah, it's fair. I think that's very fair because I would say something. I'd make sure you're like, not just like the elevator door hasn't just shut. It has to like be going up another floor.
Like we're for sure gone.
Like you're still in earshot even though the doors are closed, Steve. All right, don't say anything yet. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I could just hear your dad being like, now why was he in a feline costume?
Yeah, just someone walking by. Now, what was that character?
Yeah.
Now what show would that be in?
Holy cow. That's so wild.
It was just pretty funny. You could just imagine all of us we were the only people in the entire lobby not in costume because it's a big lobby. They also had some sort of like prom or dance or something.
Okay.
So I'd go peek in there every now and then just see what they were up to. Didn't
so,
join.
So just how much are they just like talking like normal, like having a normal conversation in their costumes versus like acting like their characters in your observation?
They seem like just act completely normal.
Okay.
While in these costumes. Okay. And I got to say, they were all over. There were hundreds of them. Very quiet, very respectful. It wasn't like really annoying and really loud and, oh, this guy's doing some Dragon Ball Z move. You know, they were just doing their thing and
really
talking at tables.
Okay.
So
breaking the stereotypes.
Yeah, very respectful and normal, but just, it was hard not to stare. You just ride the elevator with the guy, his face is painted red with horns. You're like, I gotta look.
I mean, you want me to, right?
You want me to look, right?
You're asking. No one wears that and just is like, I bet they won't notice.
Anyone different than me, I usually say to them, you want me to look, right?
You want me to stare at you because of that thing. You know what I'm staring at, right?
You're black. You care if I look? You're different than me.
You're different, right?
Visually.
I'm from Stratford. It's just.
Can I look?
Yeah. Do you mind?
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
So yeah, it was great start, but it was fun. We had a ton of fun. Yep. And then that first day of the cruise, so John had just made noise back into his phone, and this was also the day when the Hurricane Beryl was like decently close to us.
Yeah. What does it mean for a ship like a cruise with the hurricane going on? Like,
yeah, I paid for the internet package on the trip because I had work to do every day. But so I was always checking and I was like, I mean, it seems like a couple 100 miles away still. Like maybe we won't even feel it. I don't know. And that first day, we definitely felt it. I talked to multiple people who are like, I cruise for once a year for 15 years. I've never seen them put the barf bags out. So they were putting bags like on every staircase, just like, if you need them,
really,
here's a bag to take.
Anybody?
It wasn't, I heard like murmurs of like, oh, some people are up, had some issues, but no one in our crew. Everyone was fine. No one got sick.
Did you ever get like rocked back and forth pretty violently?
No, never enough to like throw you into a wall or something, but just enough to like maybe have to take an extra step. Like, whoa, that was kind of, I really felt it there.
Kind of like when you think the subway's like almost stopped and then, oh, guess not.
Oh, a little more, a little extra force.
Okay.
So it was just a lot of just like very slow, just like moving, just like a lot of wind and waves. And
okay.
Honestly, it had been so long since I'd been on a cruise. I was like, maybe I just forgot this is what cruises are like.
Yeah.
And then, the next 6 days were extremely calm. And I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
That is what I had forgot, is how it feels like you're on land the whole time.
It's
awesome.
Yeah.
They've really figured it out. We were also on like a massive, massive boat. It's called Harmony of the Seas. And it was like, anytime we go to a port, we were like looking down at the other boats. That was kind of cool.
You're
Sorry, the other like cruises. Like we were
I understand. Yeah.
Bigger than the other cruises.
You're like, nice try, Carnival.
2 water slides? 1 flow rider?
What's a flow rider? Is that the surfboard
That's like
thing?
the fake wave thing. Yeah. Had 2 of those.
What was the best best thing on the ship?
Oh, the toilet bowl. That's what we named it. It was this dude. If there's one thing you would have loved more than anything else, it would have been this. This
Really?
is so up your alley, dude. Oh, and you would have been great at it. Now that I'm thinking, all right. Okay, so there's one dry slide.
Okay.
That you just go down your clothes, but then there's 3 water slides. And one of them, it's a water slide. You're going fast, you're going around, and eventually you build up enough speed to then it spits you out into this bowl. And you kind of like go around in circles around this bowl, and then there's kind of an exit hole in the middle.
Kind of like a vortex thing. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you go down at your first time, you think that was kind of fun. And then you start to realize, like, I wonder how many times I could get around. And so then that's what we all started doing. So I think I know what it was. What did I do? That first day, I went to go grab lunch or something, and then I met back up with everyone, and I was like, what have you guys been doing? And Uncle John and Steve Coop had already ridden the water slide. So they were just such kids. They rode it right away, and they were telling us about the toilet bowl. So the line was so long, but on like the 5th day or something, we stopped in Cozumel, which is a really popular excursion place, port city. And so everyone is like basically left the boat. Well, I'd done excursions the last 2 days. I was like, I'm going to stay on.
Oh.
I want to hang out.
I almost didn't realize you were allowed to stay on, which is silly, I guess. But yeah.
And it was awesome. So we have the cruise to ourselves, it felt like. I mean, no one's anywhere. There was only 4 of us on the whole pickleball courts. Like, just, you can go anywhere. No one's in the elevators. And so it was, it started with me, my dad, and Paul Shira. And we rode down the toilet bowl together.
Okay.
And so we're like, all right, that was kind of fun.
Together?
Oh, sorry. Just like go up together
sequence,
one at a time.
Didn't know if it was like you could get a whole banana boat going.
Oh, we wanted to. We talked about it. So we do that, and then that was our first time all riding it. So they're like, all right, I think let me try some new things the next time to try and get more revolutions around. And we go down the second time, and it was fun. We go around a little bit longer, and we kind of feel like, all right, that's fun. Let's go hop in the pool. And my dad had mentioned, I feel like I went around more that time because I put more of my weight on my heel, and I got kind of my butt off the ground a little bit. So we kind of talk, and we go in the pool. And
can I ask, are you guys like, is there a tube or anything with you, or is it just straight?
Body?
Okay.
Just body going down.
Good.
And so when they were talking, and my mom's there, and Shira's wife is there, and we're in the middle of having a good conversation, and then Paul Shira goes, I got to try one more time. I got to try that heel method one more time. So he goes back up. I'm like, well, if you're going, I'll go again. And then this starts just the beginning of just like the race to go 4 times around, basically. It was like the space race. Just like who can do it first, because there's no line. So we're just going over and over and over. Well, then Uncle John Fulbright comes out, and he starts joining us. His wife, Angie, she's joining us. Paul's wife, everyone's trying.
Are you able to see the bowl when you're like watching?
So if you're up above, you can see it. So you're watching down. And it was just so funny because we're all trying different methods of like what to do. So there was like, I think a given is like least amount of friction as possible. So you want to go shoulder blades and heels.
Okay.
If you can do that and arch your back, you can get going pretty fast.
Yeah.
So we do that. Then we realized, take your shirt off, you go faster.
Okay.
The shirt will slow you down a little bit. We're all just like shared secrets of what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then it really got experimental. I have a video. I don't know how much it'll show up, but I'll have time and put it in here. I was recording one time from up above, from the side, and Paul Shira had chosen a technique where you pull your shorts up like this. So there's less drag at the bottom of your shorts. So he's going down the water slide, just yanking on the top of his shorts, just stiff as a board. Looks so funny. There were other things where right before we'd go down, we would spray sunscreen just on our shoulder blades.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
try to like grease ourselves up. Paul went up the entire water slide with sunscreen still on his hands. That way he could grease up his heels right before he went down. We did that. There was one time John came down the slide and he goes, "Oh gosh, I had my sunglasses were in my pocket and they're not in there anymore. I don't know where they're at. They must have came out." And so first of all, it's hilarious because they had to shut the whole slide down for John's sunglasses. And second of all, I was like, "How did they fall out of your pocket?" He's like, oh, I went European style. I said, what's European style? He said, oh, I rolled my shorts all the way up to a Speedo. I had gone before him, so I didn't know he did that. So that was one of his techniques. Is like, I'm just going to wear almost nothing.
Yeah, as little as you can.
Just going to roll it up. And then,
oh my gosh.
So yeah, we just like, everything was an option. Just like, how many times can you go around this?
So the idea is more how fast you're going before you get to the toilet bowl than it is like once you get to the toilet bowl, then you really crank the technique up.
Yeah, because once you get to the toilet bowl, you're just slowly losing speed. So you just got to build it going in. And oh, it was so fun. It was so fun because he just went over and over and over. And I felt bad. Steve Coop was in Cozumel, so he missed it. But he would have loved it.
He was buying 6 hats though.
Yeah, I think that's when he bought his last 2 hats that day.
That's
so yeah, you would have loved it.
You're right. I would have been all about that. And I would have found different ways. Like, do you go backwards ever?
They won't let you go backwards.
Yeah, but once you are on it, could you like just turn around?
And no, you lose way too much speed trying to turn around.
Okay.
You at first
maybe you would.
They wouldn't let you pull yourself down. And then we started going enough, and they're like, all right, do whatever.
Yeah, you got to charm them.
Then, I mean, my dad was like fully standing and was basically like diving into the thing.
Like bobsledding into this thing.
Yes. 1, 2.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I just had so much fun. That was the funnest day of the cruise. Just
sounds great.
Going down a water slide with like 60-year-olds, just probably like 14 times in a row. Just seeing who could go around the most times. So
water slides are one of life's like simplest joys.
Yeah.
Like some of my best memories as a kid were just going down water slides. Like especially my grandma, like in Dodge City back in the day, there was an amazing water slide. And it was like we were the only people that still knew it existed or something. And it was just like, it was how fast could you get up to the top? That's all you had to wait for.
Yeah.
It was just walking back. And it's so fun.
It made me want to go to like, and try and find like a resort that's like for adults, but still has all that stuff.
There's got to be.
Because I don't care about the alcohol. I think that's why you do an all-inclusive, is to take advantage of the alcohol. It's like, I want an all-inclusive that's like just trampolines and laser tag and water slides. But I don't want that many people to be there.
Right.
And no kids either.
No kids.
Yeah, it just does. So yeah, that was really fun. This slide day.
That's awesome.
It was a blast.
Let's do a few ads real quick before the time gets away from us here, huh?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Sorry. Good call.
Hey, I just went to give.healingwaters.org, Jake. Right now, we are at $5,695 has been donated to our $10,000 goal.
That's like 1,000 more than yesterday?
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? We are on track, Ghosties. It's so encouraging. I actually just had a call with the Healing Waters guy, Mark, yesterday, and he's like, I had him kind of break down. I was like, do you mind just like telling me, is it one person that donated like $4,000 and then a couple other people?
I see.
And he's like, no, it's like so many so many like normal donations.
Yeah.
That like are affordable. People are just giving what they can. And there's been a few bigger ones, but then a lot of small ones. I think there's been 60 some people that have donated so far too.
Wow.
So it's just so encouraging and so cool to see. So if you haven't heard yet, this is our 3rd week now of doing this fundraiser with Healing Waters International, where we are fundraising towards bringing better cleaning water to Chiapas, Mexico. And you guys are doing a great job with it. A one-time gift of $30 provides a child with safe drinking water for an entire year. $150 would provide an entire family with safe drinking water for a year. $750 provides 5 families with safe drinking water for a year. So just a really cool, tangible way to be like, I can make a true difference in somebody's life here through Healing Waters International.
Yep. There's almost 2 billion people have to rely on unsafe drinking water across the world. And so it's obviously a big issue. Water is one of the easiest things to give someone. It's one of the most important things to give someone. So let's keep ramping it up.
Keep ramping it up. I can't wait to hit this goal early, and then we see what we can do next. Honestly, it's just so cool.
Because they were saying that through October, Ministry Partners in Christ will like match it up to 10,000.
Matching it up to 10,000.
Might hit that in like 2 weeks or something.
Let's see if we can find another match. You know, like this is so cool. I mean, it's just so encouraging to see the Ghosties coming together to support this community. So
yeah, thanks. Keep giving. I still need to give. You know, I'm going to do it today. Somebody do it with me. I'm going to do it today.
Okay.
By the end of today, I'll do it.
Give.healingwaters.org/Ghostrunners.
There you go.
Give.healingwaters.org/Ghostrunners. Link is in all our descriptions. We're just encouraged. It's awesome.
Just encourage. Should we go back to back?
Let's do it.
Back to back.
Yeah.
You ever follow along the Drake beef? Remember that song?
No.
We going back to back.
Wait, is it like the recent beef?
No. This is like 2015 beef, probably.
With who?
I don't even remember.
See, I don't know. I didn't even I know that he's with got beef with Kendrick Lamar now.
He's with beef. He's with beef.
He's got the beef. You're telling me he's got all natural beef? No antibiotics?
You happy to see me, or you just with beef?
You just got a little beef in that tom-tom. Hey, we're sponsored by Good Ranchers, and we are so proud to be sponsored by Good Ranchers. This is truly an amazing company doing amazing things, giving out an amazing product to you. American meat. We're talking chicken. We're talking steak. We're talking beef, ground beef, Wagyu burgers.
Yeah.
Wild-caught seafood, salmon, just top-notch of everything they do.
That's right. What's the current offer? I can't find it in my
I don't know.
right now.
I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Here's the deal. It seems like, well, let's go ahead. They're on a pretty consistent pace.
Yeah.
Of giving something away for free for a year.
When you subscribe.
With
GRKC.
So, yeah. This just in. Sorry to interrupt. Good Ranchers emailed us back. We've got talking points, baby. I haven't even read it. Let's figure out what they said together. Looks like it is Summer Games themed. That's right. Not any other word that maybe you're familiar with for copyright reasons. This is Summer Games themed. That's right. This is actually pretty sweet, though. They're giving, all new subscribers a free gold medal add-on for the next 4 years. So from now until the next Summer Games, you get to choose between chicken breast, ground beef, bacon, or salmon. Wow. That's pretty sweet. I'm glad we know about this. So with the code GRKC, you're actually going to get an additional $25 off your first box. So this could be up to a $1,200 value. You're going to get money off your first box. You're going to get a free choice of what do you want? Chicken breast, ground beef, bacon, salmon for the next 4 years, and free shipping. So there's the offer. Get it while you can. Summer Games is only going to run a couple weeks until the Summer Games with the rings and NBC and the athletes are over.
How we doing?
Doing great. Still recording. No timing today, if you guys haven't noticed.
No timing?
Timing's out. What did he make up this time? Going to Wisconsin?
Yeah, that's not even a real place.
Yeah, you gotta think of something better than that.
Good try. Had a little bit of a fun, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those core memory things that happened yesterday. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna have some fun times with my kids. But yesterday we mentioned that it was really, really hot. You were passing out in unicorn suits.
It was so hot.
So the kids, Catherine did the classic Midwest mom thing. Hey, let's put a sprinkler out and just have them run through the sprinkler. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those sprinklers that kind of just rotates a little bit back and forth, a little bit of a semicircle kind of thing. And they have this huge Spider-Man beach ball thing that Bo got for his birthday. And I made up this game called Sprinkler Ball. And it's like soccer, but the net is the sprinkler. And
great.
There's no boundaries. Everyone has the same net.
Just kick the ball over the water.
Just kick it. Yeah. Have it hit the water in some sort. And
that's great for kids too. The goal is humongous.
Yeah. And it was so fun. Hattie and Bo, it was classic. Bo was just in his undies, classic. Hattie was in a Cinderella dress, just soaking wet and Bo would kind defense. But if it was too far away, he would just run through the sprinkler and then run to Hattie, And I mean, at the end of it, Bo has, those cuts from grass.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just all over him, just smiling, so much grass because we just had our mowers come that day. I mean, he's having a blast, dude. It was just one of those times. Eventually, Rosie didn't love it. And so I was just sitting with Rosie, holding her in my lap, just watching them running around the yard, laughing hilariously. It was just one of those classic, this is amazing. This is so fun. This is what it's all
awesome. About. It'd be hard to get work done if that's happening at your house.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it was one of those, and that was probably the cherry on top was it was while Henry was trying to sleep, Catherine was trying to make, Good Ranchers chicken for dinner. And so I was this is 3 birds, 1 stone.
Just hang out here.
3 birds, 1 big beach ball.
That's pretty fun.
Sprinkler ball was awesome.
I'd like to come over and play sprinkler ball sometime.
I think it'd be fun to play as an adult too, with other adults.
You could figure out, just the hacks to it. And all right, let's do 2 goalies.
Right. Or four goals. Have 4 sprinklers going.
Yeah, more balls.
More balls?
Yeah.
You could play. It's unlimited.
It's
Take it to
unlimited.
camp. Yeah. So anyway, it was a great time. Sprinkler ball with the kids.
That's fun. I have a couple non-cruise related things I wanted to mention real quick. I forget the name of the person, but thank you to whoever tried to start some sort of GoFundMe for me for a generator.
That happened.
On the 4th. Did you see that on the Facebook page? Someone, it was
a true one?
It was like 11 a.m. on the 4th of July. And they were like, hey, everyone, this is Jake's Venmo. Let's get him a new generator. And I was like, please, this is really nice of you.
You squashed it.
But I didn't delete the post or anything, but I just commented, like, this is really nice. But like,
give.healingwaters.org/Ghostrunners.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Just, there's a lot more to what's going on. Don't give me a generator.
Right.
Not on the 4th of July. Not on 11 a.m. Just, this is really nice. This is really, really nice.
Why those two? Like, why 4th of July?
It's go hang out.
This isn't right. You can't do it on this day.
Spend some time with your family. Shoot off fireworks. It felt like a weird time to start a GoFundMe for a generator. It's like, go hang out or something. I'm about to go hang out.
That's funny.
But that was very nice of whoever you are. I can't remember your name.
You want to talk about 4th of July a little bit?
Sure.
We had some fun together.
Oh, yeah. One of those times where we're at the same party but don't talk.
Truly. I don't know if I talked to you at all. You would think, like, if someone saw, like, outside looking in, like, wow, you and Jake don't text each other. You don't talk to each other at parties. Like, that's why I said one time, like, Timon, do you ever think, like, Jake and I don't really like each other?
What if?
Like, we just get in here and we just, like, look at our screens, like, trying to figure out what we're going to talk about, whatever. And, anyway. But we had fun earlier that day together. You brought over that sprinkler thing.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
There's
that?
some wild science going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rachel bought this thing for your kids just for fun, I guess.
Yeah, it was like, it just basically shoots up water. It's like this little snail that shoots something out of the top of it. And it shoots up water, and you can just put these wiffle balls on top of it, and the wiffle ball just stays there like a tea.
It's like an aqua tea or something. And you look at it, and it looks cheap, and just like there's no way this is going to work. Also, the water jet is a pretty narrow stream of water. It doesn't look like, it's not like it's...
Yeah, like it would come out of a classic Dasani.
What do you mean?
Just like a normal bottle.
That's the size of it or whatever.
Yeah, that's the radius of this
Yeah,
thing.
or like if you turn your like hose thing to jet, it looked like that. It was like, well, a ball can't balance on the jet.
Right.
And it can. And it can by just pushing up the side of the ball, and then the ball spins. And so the ball is floating in the air, but there's nothing underneath the ball. The water's just touching the side of it. It's wild. Of course, Brad made an Amazon review video.
Oh, 100%.
Instantly.
Oh, and it was like, it was like indefinite. Like it could stay up there for an hour.
It was wild.
Jake couldn't believe it. Jake was like, this is magic.
I was sitting down. I think I was maybe like sitting there with Rosie or something. And once I saw that ball up there, I was like, I got to go check this out. I got to get closer to this.
Sprinkler ball was a huge hit. But if it weren't, I was going to bring out the snail and put the beach ball on top of it and see what would happen with that.
Oh, that would be fun. That ball gets spinning.
It would get spinning and you could smash it with that bat.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun day.
That was a good time. And then we went to the lake house. I talked about it with Catherine a little bit, but want to hear from your vantage point what you thought of 4th of July.
It was a fun day. We went to like they call it a lake house. It's like a pond house.
Yeah,
but
it's like a big pond.
Calvin and Molly Beck, friends of ours, they have the Continue Good.
Oh yeah, show them out.
Candle company. Mm-hmm. Here they are. Shout out Continue Good. Not a sponsor, but
kind of
love them like they are. They're great. But yeah, it was fun. They so you went home early, took the kids. Catherine stayed, and then we took her home. And this is just a family. This is not a church. This is not an organization. They put on their own fireworks show, and it lasted 30 minutes.
Wow.
Maybe, I don't know what Catherine said, but maybe, I would say between 25 and 35 minutes.
Yeah, we didn't talk too much about the fireworks show.
Fireworks. Yeah. It was great. I've never seen fireworks like that in a residential area. So good for them.
He took a picture, of like what they had, and it was like, I don't know that much, but that looks like a lot of money.
Seems
and
like a lot
of time that's going to lapse for this.
Yeah, it was fun. I knew ahead of time, probably not going to be a lot of white meat, it's 4th of July cookout. So I ate Chipotle on the way down there, and then really just had dessert all day. Nice. Those are like my only other options. So
that's 4th of July for you, baby.
Yep, just had a ton of dessert. It was great, which was good to get me ready for the cruise.
Yeah, fair.
It's just all available.
Hook up the sugar a little bit.
But yeah, I thought the 4th of July was great. I love the 4th of July.
There were so many people there. I didn't have at first I was like, maybe it's just the Becks, like Calvin and Molly and us. Like maybe it's going to be like 10 or 15 of us. And all of a sudden it was like, no, there were so many. And I loved before we ate, because I think we ate dinner there, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Before we ate, I think it's like a tradition. Like every single person went around and introduced themselves and like how they knew Calvin and Molly, or how they knew the Becks, sorry. And who brought, whatever. And it was kind of like this sweet thing where it was one of those classic things where it was like, oh, we could have probably just, like, it's kind of a tradition, but it's kind of crazy. There's a lot of kids around. Let's just eat and whatever. And it's like, I could tell like Calvin's dad was like very intentional. Like, no, we're all getting together. We're all right here. We're doing this thing. Like, so that was a fun, like, I don't know. It was like one of those classic, like, just feels like an old school family thing to do that doesn't always happen these days. So, so I took the kids home and I was so proud of myself, dude. Like timing, it was one of those classic like dad moments that also like turned, pride comes before the fall kind of thing. But I thought I had timed it perfectly. Rosie was like falling asleep as we were driving home. Henry was screaming, no problem. Just put some headphones on the kids, let them watch a movie. It's 4th of July. We watched American Heroes or something like that.
Cool.
So they learned about John Henry and Johnny Appleseed and Paul Bunyan, maybe. I don't know. All these different people. But the whole goal was like get them home while it's still somewhat daylight so that the fireworks aren't going off so Hattie can fall asleep before the fireworks
go
off.
off. Good idea.
Hattie is like skittish about fireworks. Didn't work. All of a sudden, I thought I had gotten Rosie to bed. She was asleep. Henry put him down. He was asleep. I'm like, I'm doing amazing. Right as the movie ends is like right when it's time to put them to bed, and put them to bed thinking it's great. Hear a few fireworks, but I'm like, Hattie's not going to be bothered by that. She's got a sound machine. And all of a sudden she comes out with her sleep mask on, like, on top of her forehead. She's like, I can hear it. It's scary. I'm like, okay, maybe you can use my noise canceling headphones.
That's what I would do.
So she's just like the sensory deprivator 3000 over there. Like got her
no vision, no hearing,
face mask on, noise canceling headphones, and she's still like crying in her bed.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm like, oh gosh, and she's gonna wake up Rosie. So I go get her, and I'm like, just go sleep downstairs. Would you be okay with that? She's like, yeah. Like she like instantly was just fine with that. And so she slept downstairs, and I was like, I should probably check the monitor and see how Bo's doing, because he's a little bit weird about stuff, especially, I don't know, you never know. And I mean, there's a lot of fireworks going off in our neighborhood. And I look at the monitor for Bo, and he's standing up in bed, peering through the blinds in the window, just looking fireworks at all of them. And I was like, I mean, that's sweet. That kid is fun. Like, I'm not going to get him mad at that. And so I decided, I'm like, I'm just going to go in and get him and bring him outside.
Just watch together.
Yeah, we're just going to sit on the front porch and just watch these things. So I got him. I had a Polar, which is like a kind of like a LaCroix seltzer kind of thing. And we just shared that drink and just watched them and like made up different names for different things. The ones that kind of like fizzle out, like the, those. He called those Toast. I don't know why. Toast. Okay. So every time we saw one of those, he'd be like, oh, Toasty. And so it's just like this sweet, like 20 minutes with him where it was like, this is a fun memory kind of thing.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It was one of those times where it was like, should I get on to him and say like, Bo, you need to go to sleep? It's like, no, come on.
It's 4th of July.
How often is this going to happen? You're not going to be able to fall asleep while all these things are shooting off anyway.
Yeah.
Like, let's go for it. So
that's fun.
Yeah.
I talked to Bo recently. He said one of the fireworks was called Main Street Roasters.
Yes.
Which one was that?
Main Street Roast instead of Toast.
Oh, yeah. Main Street Roast.
Those are the ones that just are amazing quality for a pretty good price.
You can tell you watch a firework, you go, I bet they didn't spend a ton on that.
No, I bet they got that. The more they get it in bulk, I bet it's even cheaper.
And where did that come from? Looks like it came from a single origin kind of blast there.
It's a small batch. It's small.
Major Roasters is once again sponsoring the podcast, which is very exciting. By the time you're listening to this, I've been there, hopefully, because this weekend, when I'm recording this, I'm going to Indiana, going to be nearby.
Gotta go.
So yeah, I plan on stopping by at some point. I don't remember what day that is, but yeah, hopefully next week, be able to tell you all about it after being there. But
that'll be awesome.
We love Major Roasters. They've got everything you need. They got you covered when it comes to coffee. So check them out at mageroasters.com. They got K-Cups. They got
whole beans.
Yep. And also mugs, also T-shirts.
Here's what I want.
Free smells.
I want Ghostrunners to be synonymous with energy. I want energy to be synonymous with caffeine. I want caffeine to be synonymous with coffee. I want coffee to be synonymous with Main Street Roasters. Therefore, I want Ghostrunners to be synonymous with Main Street Roasters.
Thanks for coming to class. That was the transitive property. You're
Nice.
dismissed. Promo code's GRKZ. Okay, now you're dismissed.
You're dismissed. I like that.
Seriously, you're dismissed.
Let's just start ending the episodes with "You are dismissed."
Thanks for coming. You're dismissed. One thing I feel like I should mention is my finger.
Yes.
I realized we got an hour into this, haven't mentioned it. So, had a rec I missed one rec game while I was on the cruise. The day I flew back, so I woke up on the boat, flew back home, landed, then went to rec basketball. Got there a little early, ran my mile on the upper track.
Yep.
Didn't quite get, I got like 0.6 of the way done. And I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, all right, it's pretty much time to play. I guess I'll do the second half later. And also what made me quit is that from the top, I'm looking down and I see a fight about to break out with the team that elbowed me and got the technical on glide or whatever. There are like people having to break them up from like a fight. And so I'm like, I got
the other team.
the team that we were about to play.
Oh, okay.
So they had a doubleheader.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to get down there.
Yeah, I would too.
And so I swap my shoes and I run down there and we were missing Brad and we were missing
Glide. I mean, it was mainly me. Like
we were missing Brad.
I carry the team.
Brad from our offense. We were missing
Yeah.
Glide from like just like a role player standpoint.
Just like looking cool. Yeah, I don't know.
And so we got Tate Unruh. Shout out Tate.
Really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Played several years of Division I basketball and played it well. He joined us and he was great to have. But basically, it's still the first half. And I played defense on a guy who felt like a normal, just like he drove it to the hole. I got my hand on the ball and he missed the shot. And then I get the rebound. As I start to dribble, like something feels weird. I look at the ball. I'm like, is something with the ball? And then I look down at my hand and I can't straighten my middle finger. I was like, oh, geez. Oh my gosh, what have I done? And it was just like the tip of it was just kind of like dangling down. Couldn't straighten it. So I was like, did I just like dislocate it?
Did it hurt really bad?
No pain. I
Interesting.
was like, this is the redheaded thing again? Am I just the strongest man in the world? Why is there no pain?
Yeah.
First the elbow, now this. So no pain. It
Really?
just was dangling. And so then we call a timeout. I'm like, you guys go in for me. 2 weeks ago, Isaac was Mr. Gray's Anatomy. He was the team doctor, telling me exactly what I needed to do and everything.
Yeah.
This time it was Gunner. Gunner took on the role of team doctor. So he's like,
Got to
all
work
right.
to Cerner for a few years.
Yeah. So, I mean, you guys know our friends. None of them are doctors. None of them are even close to doctors. But yeah, Gunner works in sales. So he was like, hey, let me take a look at it. And he was like, yep, dislocated it. This used to happen to me all the time in wrestling. You just got to pop it out.
Oh.
And so I was like, all right. And so here I am with not a dislocated finger, we found out, trying to pop it back into place. Gunner's like, I know it sucks. You just got to really yank it. I'm like, all right. And so I'm trying to yank my finger back into place. And he's like, yeah, you're sweaty, so it might be tough. So I'm trying to yank harder.
Let me do it.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? You guys go play. I'm going to call our actual team doctor, Garrett Gibson.
Yeah, better.
Not a doctor, but close by.
He might have a doctorate of something.
You're right.
Physical therapy? DPT?
DPT?
Yeah.
I don't know. And so I FaceTime him and he's like, oh, what happened this time? Turns out he was playing Settlers with the whole crew. They're all like medical professionals. One of them was my friend. I think you played pickleball with him, Carson. Remember Carson? He would always when he played pickleball, he'd hit it with like he was shoveling snow.
Yeah, kind of.
So Carson is a doctor.
Okay.
And so I was like, put me on the phone with Carson. And he basically diagnoses me over the phone. And he's like, if you could straighten it with your finger on your own, then it's not broken, it's not dislocated. And he was like, you probably just tore this like tendon and this last knuckle on your finger.
So you could technically like push it back up.
Yes, it could straighten.
It was just a matter of it just wouldn't stay up.
Yeah.
And there was nothing that you could do to like, sorry, I shouldn't do it that fast. But there's nothing you can do move it.
Yeah, it just wouldn't, it was just like I didn't have the ability to straighten it all the way.
How weird.
It was just droopy. Looked it up later. It's like a slang term for its droopy finger.
Really?
So I go to this orthopedic clinic the next morning and they run an x-ray. I haven't ever had an x-ray before. Pretty cool. And they got it down. Pretty quick process.
Yeah.
I was having a blast. I was like, this is fun. You guys do this all day?
Sutures?
Yeah, Rachel wasn't with me to defend me. He's always like this.
Yeah.
And they basically said what Carson said. They said you stretched or tore this tendon. But what they said, this is what's interesting, and this is where I have some decisions to make. They said it's almost entirely cosmetic. And so they're like, you still have like function of your finger, like it still pretty much works. It's just going to droop. And so they're like, really the only way to fix this, by far the best way to fix it is just splinting it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what's that? And they said, you have to wear it 24/7 for 6 to 8 weeks. I was like, geez, that's a lot of time. I mean, things could be worse. I could have tore my ACL or something. But I was like, okay, that's a lot. And they said, and even if you like, when you're swapping it out or cleaning it, your finger has to be like flat on the table. Like if it even goes back at all, it like you start back at square one and then it might not ever fix. Like I'm glad you came in as early as you did. This is the only time to like correct it.
Oh, really?
You have to splint it right away and keep it on. Be very diligent. Well,
basically like retraining your finger to be straight.
Yes. And then enough like blood flow, it'll like heal itself, apparently. So I was like, all right, I guess that's what I have to do. Well, then I go to hold a pickleball paddle or I go to hold the golf club. I'm like, this isn't working. So then I was like, well, can I just live with this? Maybe I'll just take it off. Like it feels fine without it. Think I could still throw a football, be able to play catch with my kids someday still. Like it's just slightly droopier.
So you really do think you can function okay without it? Like, because it does feel like your fingertips are important. Like what about typing? You talked about how it was hard for you to type obviously now.
I will say I didn't try typing with the droopy finger. I tried to do other stuff that night, and I should have done more.
Because I understand like you could hold something just fine without your fingertips, but like a lot of stuff you still need your fingertips for.
But it was just this last knuckle, so it was like you can't even really force your finger to do it. But it was barely anything.
Yeah, what'd you call it? Mallet finger? That's what I looked up.
So the doctors called it mallet finger.
That's exactly what it looks like. It looks like someone just hit your hand with a hammer.
Yeah. I got back from the doctor and I was like, Rachel, I have mallet finger. She's like, oh, gross. Sounds like you got it from the war.
Interesting.
So I was just trying to decide. I was like, I don't know. Like, I obviously everyone's being like, hey, idiot, you should fix this. So here's what else I found. There's a different kind of splint that I found online that gives you a little more dexterity. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on when I'm playing sports. And any other time, I'm going to wear like the big dog.
Okay.
And I'm going to be diligent and keep it on.
Yeah, I would. I think you would regret not doing that.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll look back 20 years from now. I was like, why did I care so much about that?
It was 2 months.
Pickleball series I was doing at the time. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But.
Yeah. And knowing you'd still be all right at pickleball with, you get used to it. You'd acclimate and just be fine.
It's part of me like, wow, we just put all this time and effort and money into this like series of like 4-part series. Can we win gold to PPA? And now I'm like, all right, so just kind of lay low. Don't do much. Like, well, I want to do the opposite of that. But
you could learn how to play left-handed in a week. Honestly, you'd be pretty good. I bet you wouldn't be as good, but you could be competitive left-handed. Maybe not at PPA.
Maybe ping pong.
No, pickleball. That's what we're talking. We're talking about pickleball.
I know. It just seems.
No, dude, you don't understand. I'm not talking about.
That's a whole different sport. What I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what's going on my finger. Got a little mallet finger.
Dang, was it tough to swallow? Like when you heard all that?
Just once again, just frustrating. Just like, dang. And it confirmed I'm done with basketball. As long as I'm making a living playing pickleball and golf, I don't need to be doing dumb stuff like this, like risky stuff like this. So
it was like you basically punched the ball a little bit, like you almost like jammed your finger.
It's just like a more extreme jammed finger.
Yeah.
And I swear it hurt less than a jammed finger does.
Because jammed fingers stink.
Those can really hurt and they can really bruise down at the bottom.
That's when you pull out your finger, is when you jam it.
Yeah. And so anyway, this is just at the top, barely any bruising, barely any swelling, just the very top knuckle. Just I was like, how does it not happen to me before? If it can happen that easily, why did it happen now? So yeah, just kind of frustrating. You learn pretty quickly. Turns out you use your dominant hand middle finger for quite a bit.
Yeah.
Top 3 things I've noticed you use it for. Typing.
Wiping.
A lot. Wiping. How'd you know?
I just was imagining what I don't do with my other hand ever.
Yeah. So typing, wiping, and then eating.
Swiping.
If you think about eating, the whole spoon rests on your middle finger. So it's like you have no sensation eating. I'll be fine, guys. I'll live.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 things I've noticed so far. Pretty inconvenient.
That's a bummer, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to have a typing contest real quick? like I'll type it twice before you type it once.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah. Because it's not just speed, but it's also like anything with the middle finger, I lose accuracy with as well. All right.
So you're still trying to use the middle finger?
Yeah,
type?
yeah,
You're not just like foregoing it. All right, you give me something to type, and I'll type it. What should we type?
I'll just say a sentence and then we both type it at the same time. All right.
Okay.
You have to type it twice.
Okay.
There's a lot of construction going on near my house. Oh, geez.
Done.
Done. Dang.
Oh, really?
That was a close race.
I will say I had an autocorrect in the notes for my second theirs. Just being honest, being truthful.
I got construction so wrong there was no autocorrect. Had to do it on my own.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, just some minor inconveniences. It's mainly the sports. So what makes this worse is Sunday Swagger, our golf apparel brand, wearing the hat.
Yeah.
They are flying in from California today and tomorrow to spend most of those 2 days shooting with Trey and I. This is like in our contract. We knew we'd have to do this. I'm like, dang, that is a bummer that this is happening today and tomorrow.
Your splint's kind of fleshly, like
I know.
flesh colored. So.
Rachel thinks I need to get like white or black or something. She's like, it just looks like something's wrong with your finger.
Oh, no, I think that's almost better because then maybe people wouldn't notice it sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'll figure something out. I'll be fine.
Is it like a short form Sunday Swagger stuff or is it?
It's a lot of stuff. They're doing like we're shooting maybe 20 different videos. They want to do some like spoofing, like GQ, 10 Things I Can't Live Without, and spoofing like Genius, like lyrics, and then doing, let's see what else. Yeah, we're going to give them short form stuff. We're going to give them some like meta ad stuff. We're going to do some long form stuff. So
wow,
it's a lot. Luckily, a lot of it is not actually golfing.
Yes.
Once they kind of send over the document, what we're looking at. So,
and if you do need like a high quality golfer, you can just use Trey.
perfect.
Yeah.
Bing, bang, boom.
Bang, bang, boom. Cool, man.
So that's my finger. Oh, Mallet Finger.
But
nickname in college.
Looks like stitches are gone.
Yeah.
Sutures.
About halfway through the cruise, I just woke up one day and the stitches were like in my bed. Like I kind of saw them. They look like scabs.
Crazy night. Yeah.
Boat must have been rocking.
Boat's rocking. Don't come knocking. That's just my sutures.
And so, yeah, I mean, it's kind of just like I've got kind of a Joker, kind of a light red, pink scar right now. And
yeah. So is that scarred? Like, is that?
I don't know.
I don't know how those work either.
No idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, healed up great.
Take one, add another,
Yeah.
6 to 8 weeks. We'll see what happens next,
I know. I'll still come watch you guys play basketball. But
yeah.
I think I'm done playing
Wear
for
some
10 years.
Yeah, wear a coach's outfit and be like
I should. I think if nothing else for the tournament night, I'll for sure come and support and maybe do something fun for that.
The tournament's gonna be such a cluster, dude. We are going to get whooped.
Well,
Clyde's not gonna be there. You're not gonna be there.
Rustin and Tate.
Well, yeah, if we get them.
I think it could happen. I feel like I tried to make sure Tate had a good time.
Good.
Tried to really recruit him.
Hey, Tate Under coming to Pheasant Hunt.
No way.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, so when I FaceTimed Garrett, he was like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm coming too.
Dude, there's some names coming, dude.
I'm excited. Tate's funny. I mean, just in the little we got to hang out playing basketball, we're going to get some coffee soon. And
He's the man.
yeah, he seems like a really good guy. We need to hang out with him more. But yeah, if we can have Tate and Rustin, because I learned, I got talking with one of the, that's the thing. After at this point, I'm like, did I just dislocate my finger or whatever? I still had to run 0.4 miles afterwards. So then I had to go back on the track, run that, and then end up walking out with a kid and his parents who would come to watch him who we played against. And he plays for Rockhurst. I was like, oh, I don't feel bad
Really?
bringing in these ringers then.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
played Division I basketball. Great.
Yeah.
We
Who
can do that
cares?
too. I mean, not me, but I have friends.
You could have played D1.
I have 10-fingered friends who could do that instead of me.
What's that? The 6-fingered man or whatever on Princess Bride?
Oh, it's the other thing. I want to get Braden. Speaking of fingers, I have a 9-fingered friend. Never seen him play basketball, but KU practice team. Got to be pretty decent.
Yeah, 100%.
Get him involved.
Played against Josh Jackson, Devontae Graham, others.
Frank Mason.
Yeah.
That's it.
The Gerald Vick. No, there's more.
Oh, there were more than 3 guys on the team?
Svi.
Oh, 5 people.
Yeah, there's 5 people on a basketball team, Jake, at a time. That's great, man. All right, let's end this episode because we got another one to film here before too long. And then you gotta go get some swagger going.
Sunday swag.
Thank you guys for listening. Should we just cut it? Should we do the review of the week?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Review of the week. Yep. I was looking ahead for my review. I was reading. Sorry, honestly, what I got distracted at is we got a legitimate 3-star review.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man, Char.
I saw it for the first time, and it looks like the summary is.
Don't talk about Jesus.
Yeah, they were kind of, I guess not necessarily offended, but they were bummed out about certain religious themes.
Well, that's who we are, so I'm not going to change that. I'm sorry you don't love it, but I hope and pray that you do someday.
He said he cannot relate to these guys anymore.
Bummer.
I'd like to think there's other things in our life you could relate to.
Yeah, everyone's got mallet finger. It might not be a literal mallet finger, but we've all got something droopy in our lives. Right?
There you go. What's your mallet?
I can't tell you right now.
All right,
I'll show you later.
There's some other good ones, though, like the best podcast on the internet. I'm nervous to read the username because it says Jesus. It's from KK Loves Jesus and Avocados. What age did you make that username? That's great. This podcast has now become my favorite podcast after careful deliberation. I love the dynamic between Jake, Brad, and Timon and how much they care about their fans. I don't think there's a more entertaining podcast to listen to, and I love that they're student life together. Honored to call myself a ghostie, and it's my twice weekly pick-me-up. Thanks, guys, for making my life a little better with each episode. That's very nice, KK. I love you.
All right, my review is coming from Very Drippy. Very Drippy. The best pod, Ezekiel. I like how he just puts his name in there or somebody else's name. 5-star review. I love this podcast and it inspires me to try new things, but it's also awesome because whenever I need a laugh or a new joke to tell my friends, I just listen to Ghostrunners. I recommend this podcast very much, and I know God will do... Sorry, let's... I know God will do great things for you guys. If you guys ever see this review, please say that Ezekiel is a Sigma. All right. I hope I'm not. Ezekiel's a Sigma. Also, I was the guy who wrote the Drippy review. Love you guys. This guy's just dripping all over the place. So shout out to Very Drippy.
Drippy finger.
Thanks for the reviews.
Brad, would you like to end this episode with a jingle?
Ghostrunners podcast.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
When do you think people can expect info about the Branson trip? Do we want to commit to something?
Next episode.
Next Monday's episode. Next Monday's episode.
Great.
We'll have some more details for you. But yeah, go ahead and reserve that time. Reserve your travel, hotels, whatever you need to do. September, 13th to 14th and 15th?
Yep. Let me double check. Yep. 13th, 14th, 15th. Just tentatively, 13th will be a nighttime event only.
Yeah.
15th will be a morning/early afternoon event only.
And Saturday will be the greatest day of your life.
Saturday. Whoa. Just be ready for Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. That's all we'll say.
Yeah. If you live far away, make sure you're just, if you miss, maybe you have to miss it Friday night, just make sure you're there for Saturday.
Yes. I would say Saturday is the priority.
The hoopla.
100%. So
cool. But yeah, next Monday, we'll let you know more about it. Thank you guys for listening as always. Thanks for telling your friends. Thanks for buying merch. All the great things you guys do for us. And we'll see you mallet fingers on Wednesday.
I like it. We're no longer ghosties. We're mallet fingers.
You're dismissed.
Love you guys.
Ghostrunners podcast. Every